Good evening, YouTube. Bill number 3 down here in the Carolinas. I've heard people say try to get in touch with me. Well, there it is. You can't ask for no more than that. That's my Facebook, my email, and my phone number. There it is. Alright, what we got up on the bench today is a power supply / amp. I don't know whether this was an Astron or what. I don't know what it was. Pyramid, something like that. But it is now, I think it was about a 40 amp power supply. And the meter on it reads to 40, so I'm just guessing it was 40. But it is a 60. Actually, it'll pull about 70 amps. These power supplies are set at 15.1, so 15 volts. And it is two 30 amp switching modules in it. It is a 2-pill in the back here. It has got, let's see if I can zoom in on that. 2 HD 2290s. And it is on a hand cut board, being it was sandwiched in between this piece of aluminum, which is kind of thick, and the heatsink that's on the back. I had to hand cut out the board. It ain't the best of jobs, but it ain't the worst of jobs. I've seen worse. It's solder working, it looks pretty good. And it's got everything it needs to have in it. And it's just doing pretty good. Well, the only thing about it is when you're running the power supply, the shunt works for this. I put a 100 amp shunt over here, done a little work to it to try to get it down to 60 amps where it would peg the meter out. But like I said, this is only a 40 amp meter, so I tightened it up just a little bit because of if you double 30, let's put it like this. This is a double meter. If you read 10, it's going to be 20. If you read 20, it's going to be 40. And if you run C30, it's going to be 60. Because this was not full deflection to 60 amps. So you double it. So if you pull in 10 amps, you actually pull in 20. If you pull in 20 amps, you actually pull in 40. If you pull in 30, you actually pull in 60. So that's the way that goes. Because the shunt actually came with another little meter, digital, and it was a little and it would fit up inside the hole, and plus it didn't match the whole theme of the front, so you're getting this. But everything works as it should. The amp meter works. I mean the voltmeter works. Right on 15, but the light in the switch works. The off and off the amp light comes on. I tried to use this was a variable for the power supply, but I took it out and put a switch for standby, so when this is off here, you can run 60 amps through this. And but when the amp back there is running, it don't run through that shunt, so it don't run through it, because you got 60 amps there. It's going to weigh on to pull way more than 2 2290s is going to ever need, even driven like hell. This thing shouldn't ever pull 60 amps, 2 2290s. But anyways, that's the whole amp. And it has got a decent sized piece of heat sink on the back of it. This used to be the voltage regulator board, and I put the two 239s there, and the rest of the amp is here. It's sufficient. The only thing I know it would need would be a fan here. If you put one in here, wouldn't do really any good. Just be blowing across the components and don't really do much good that way. you really need it on the heat sink because the transistors are coupled to it. It sucks off all the heat from the transistor. That's what this does. It sucks it off. This takes every bit of the heat from the transistor. Everything else don't get really too hot. It does, but not as much as that transistor. That's what costs the most. That's what you're trying to save. Got some nice little filter caps across there. I don't think it's too bad. A little box, being that I had to, we had to strip out. Actually, when I got this case, the majority of it was already stripped out for me, so I didn't have to do all that. But still, it takes right much time to do something in something like this because the holes are not cut. You have to, I actually got a dummy case. Power supply didn't work, and I used the blank part bottom of it to set that out and line the holes and punch them out and then drill them, and it just takes a lot of work. Like I said, I had to hand cut that board. It just takes right much time. I charged 4 hours worth of labor in this, and I got well over 4 hours worth of work in it. I'm not a very fast worker. I kind of take my time when I do stuff, but I think it's done pretty good. It could have been a little bit cleaner, but I'm saying it takes time. It takes time to work on something like this, and she's done pretty good. She's working real good. Like I said, it's not a factory case for these components, so that's what you run into when you do these little one-off jobs like this. This is the top on it. Oh, can't remember if I can show you with that on it. It's not a bad looking little unit. Set up on a table, be nice and pretty, which it only puts out 300 watts, but hey, it's better than what the majority of the people's got. Alright, we're going to put this thing through the test. This is my stock Curve 29 with the modulation turned up. The only thing I added extra, other than turning the modulation up just a little bit, I added the variable power to it. And Mr. Rainmaker has came up with these nice little knobs. Real nice little job. Thank you, Rainmaker. Really can't even go a day without thanking him. And another fella out there, he likes to remain anonymous. It's just got no, he's just all kinds of help. Mr. Fat Cat, he's a damn good old friend. Lord, but this is a talk through 5 watt slug in reverse. This little radio here puts out about 5 watts. I'm gonna show it over here on this one. 50 watt slug going back towards the dummy load. Audio right around 4.5, 4 3/4, and this is a 50 watt slug. And of course, I'm holding the camcorder with one hand, pulling the slug out with another one. It'd be nice to have a third hand. And I just dropped the slug. That wasn't good. Alright. Put this slug in. I'm going to show you the difference between this slug. And yes, this is rated for 2 through 30 megahertz. Well, this one is 25 through 60. It's the only difference in them. But you just seen that slug there was doing about 4.5 watts. And this is a brand new Paradynamics audio. It's about 6 watts on that one. So we'll go back. You know, tighter is better. So put that one back in. That's the reverse. Going back to the dummy, going back to the amp from the dummy load. This 1000 watt slug in reverse. In forward. We'll turn the PIC kit off. So this is the talk through watts. The amp ain't on. Talk through. Audio ain't working. It ain't working. It ain't gonna turn the slug back around, going back towards the amp, going out to the antenna, well, out to the dummy load. Audio. Hello. So we are deck in 2.5 watts into this thing. Turn it back, going towards the radio. Reflect again. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. A long one. It didn't move hardly. Then turn the box on. The display on it shows right at 15 volts. Like I said, the amp meter ain't gonna work because it's not hooked to the amp. It's hooked to the power supply in it. Okay. Reflect power, going back towards the radio. You don't want to have bad reflect. You don't want to be losing any watts other than going forward out the antenna. You don't want any backing up back into the radio to damage any goods in it. So 5 watts slug in reverse as before. Hello, 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 hello. Key still on. Hello. Oh, about 1/10 of a watt. Back towards the dummy load. Hello. 50 watt slug. Oh, 1000 watt slug. Hello. Hello. 100 watts on a bird. Turn the PIC kit on. Trying to get used to this new camcorder, a little JVC. Keying up. 25 watts. 30 watts. Audio swinging 300. Audio swinging 300. Alright, that's with this radio. I'm going to turn this one off. Like I said, stock radio. Turn this amp off. And I got to reach up back behind here. I hadn't got everything right yet. And get to my switcher. Antenna switch. Changes radios. Yeah, I've been lazy and hadn't got to that. But turning my Rainmaker tuned Kerber 29 on. This is a hot radio. The amp is off. 50 watt slug. Turning them forward. Like I said, this is the tight one. Grab the right mic. Oh, 10 watts on that one. Bird. Take that one out. Put this one in. The same 9 watts, just on a different slug. Oh, showing about 13. 12 or 13. Hell, let's say 10 if you like it. But anyways, turn that back in reverse. Turn the amp on. It's with the hot radio. See what my dead key is. About 20 watts. Reflect on the hot radio. Hello. Hello. It went up a little bit, about 2/10 of a watt. Audio. So that's about 320 peak. Oh, about 320 peak, 310 peak. Let's say 310. Turn the peak kit off. The LED's died. This is with this radio driving it in RMS. Audio. So it's 160. Oh, yep, 160. Let's see if you see it a little better. Oh, let's say 150. 150 bird on 22290s, which ain't too bad. Turn that radio off. Turn the amp off. And this is for Mr. Doug and GA. I hope you like it. Nice little amplifier. Had fun building it. Like I said, it just took a little time, being that none of the stuff is pre-cut. I mean, I still got time to put all these blame screws in it. That's right, many screws in this thing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Says 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 screws. Take me what? 2 or 3 more minutes to put them in, and about 20 to find them. That's about the way it is. That's about the way it goes. But yeah, I got them laid over in a bag somewhere, I think. But as there it is. Y'all have a good one. Build number 3 down here in the Carolinas. Need something like this done. I don't take in a whole lot of work, but I take in one every now and again. Especially like this. I'd rather build in, say, the Dave May case, or the Fat Boy case, or the new Dave May case, which I really like. Nothing against Fat Boy cases. Fat Boy cases are great too, but I don't know. I always have been a Dave May gold kind of guy. I think that's just what it is to it, but I don't know. We wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for old Dave doing what we do, I guess. Everybody's got their reasons, and that's one of mine. Alright, y'all have a good day. That is my contact information again. And like I said, all this is run through a dummy load. Under the table, the dummy load is there. Everything is running to a dummy load. No, I don't have the money to afford a Bird 10,000 watt dummy load, which last time I checked, for a good deal, a great deal, was about $2 grand. I'm a little poor farm boy around here. We do our best. Alright, later.